Hey Bethany, this is Pastor Josh, and today we're actually going to be having a little bit of a conversation with the communications chair, myself, if I forget something. If she has questions, she's going to chime in and help me out here. For the foreseeable future, it seems like we're going to be using more technology than perhaps that we've been accustomed to and used to. And so I just wanted to talk about some of the differences between the technologies that we're using so that you can have a better understanding of what is being talked about, what's being said as we gather in these different places. So on Sunday morning, we have been using Zoom. Zoom is a conference tool, as you all have noticed. It means that anybody with the entry key with that ID number can come into the room and talk with one another, see one another, share computer screens with one another. It really is meant for typically small group meetings, or maybe even at times large group meetings. One of the key things the reason we chose Zoom over another platform for worship is because of the congregational response that it offers. So it allows for somebody that wants to be a lay reader to be a lay reader from their home versus having to be in the same location as the person that is preaching and this person who's doing X, Y, and Z. And so it allows for us to be able to gather together while being separate. So that was one of the main reasons we used Zoom as our worship platform. One of the things that we have done, though, is we have been pushing that video and audio feed ahead and using Facebook Live. So when I talk about pushing a feed, it means that we're able to take that video and that audio, and we're still meeting in Zoom, but we're able to let other people who are worshiping on Facebook join in with us without having to go through that ID code or that ID number. What this allows for us to do is to be able to open up for visitors to join us in worship.
Josh, are we able to reach greater numbers that way?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the reasons why, so on Sunday mornings, I typically announce that, hey, everyone, I put it out on the chat form. I try to also verbally announce it, just saying, hey, everybody, Facebook Live is going to be joining us now. The reason I do that is because it's being recorded. Two, when it goes out to Facebook Live, anything that we talk about on Zoom in worship is available for anybody and everybody in the world to see. So typically it would mean that you may want to think about what kind of conversations you're having after Facebook Live starts. So be aware that after we announce that Facebook Live is joining us, be aware that it means that anybody and everybody is going to be able to view that part of worship.
And is anybody able to watch that worship later?
So yeah, Facebook Live is recorded, so they can come onto our Facebook page, which if you haven't followed our Facebook page yet, you can go to your Facebook account, look up Bethany United Methodist Church, Purcellville, Virginia, and you will find our page and you can follow that page. Anybody that comes to that page, either through looking up our page, by people that follow that page, or by people sharing that page, they can come and rewatch that worship service at any time. And anything that has been said when we go live has been recorded and is placed out on our Facebook page for anybody and everybody to see. So if it's a conversation that you wouldn't want shared with a complete stranger, then it may not be a conversation that is needed after we go on Facebook Live. The third tool that I want to mention, so we've covered Zoom. Facebook Live is a one-way feed, and so people can't talk to me through Facebook Live. It is a one-way feed, so it means that the video and the audio content goes from the presenter to the receiver, and the receiver cannot respond. They can chat, they can type on their computers, and they can write back and put comments up, but it's not a verbal conversation like it is on Zoom. The third thing that I want to talk about is YouTube. YouTube is completely 100% meant for, at least the way that we're using it, is completely used for pre-recorded material. So if we want to share a video, if we want to share a webinar like I did with you all, if we want to share, actually what I'm doing right now, this is being pre-recorded, this goes up onto my YouTube channel, and then I link that YouTube channel into our, which we're going to get to, the eNote. It gets linked to that message that gets sent out to you all, and it's a one-way pre-recorded video. So that is the way we're using YouTube, is mainly through these pastor notes. I know that the Pastor's Corner, I know that the Chosen Bible study that we've been using is all on YouTube. So it's all pre-recorded video, and that is being used for the purposes of sharing that with other people.
You mentioned the eNote.
So you all may know it as email, which it is an email. It is a form of email, but instead of being sent, so I send emails to individuals. I will send an email to, or I may send an email to a small group, like to a church council or something like that. Here at Bethany, we have a tool that is called, the name of the company that supplies it is called Constant Contact. So sometimes you'll hear me throw that word out. I'm trying my best to use one term for this, but there's a bunch of different terminology that can be used for what comes out. That email that you all have been receiving on Friday afternoons is called, I have been using the word eNote, as in electronic note. It can be referred to as an eNote. It may be referred to as an e-announcement sheet. It may be referred to as Constant Contact. The reason why I'm preferring the term eNote is because it may be the Friday evening announcement sheet, but it may also be the Monday, hey, church council is going to have to be rescheduled last minute note. Which, by the way, we're having church council on Monday. Be there. Everyone has access to that church council. There is a Zoom link in your eNote that you are getting on Friday afternoon. But no, yeah, the email that is sent out, we are calling it an eNote as a way to put out our announcements of where things are happening, how to be connected in this time where we are in a digital age, and would invite you to be able to use that as your connection tool. So I hope that this has been helpful for understanding the different things, the different tools that we're going to be using for the foreseeable future. We look forward and long for the time that we can gather again in person. I don't know how long that's going to be. But I think for right now, the very best thing that we can do is to be able to use the tools and the resources that we have available to us, and to understand how we can best use them and understand what they're meant for. So if you ever have any questions about Zoom, about Facebook Live, about YouTube, or about our eNote, please let me know, and would be glad to try to help you figure out how to use those tools for our ministry. That is all for now. Until next time, be the church.